distinguished guests, my warriors, my servicemen and women, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to take you back to this night, about 33 years ago. That night is the darkest night of my life I ever remember. I was sitting in the room with several others, and we were waiting for the right time to go to the boat. I waited and waited, and suddenly I heard a loud noise was open from the main door. I stood up and looked out of my room and saw the man with a long rifle in his hand. I immediately recognized that the Viet Cong police. I turned to the back door and ran out of the house as quickly as I could. The fear was tremendous. My breathing was so fast. My heart was racing heavily. The panic was unbelievable. I was so scared because I know I would get shot, killed, or captured and sent to the deep jungle for the hard labor by the communists of Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Du Hoa, and I'm from Vietnam. I was born in the early 60s, and I was born in the war zone. I saw the killings and the destruction by the war when I was just a little boy. I witnessed the brutal acts of the communists throughout my childhood. Almost every night, I heard the sound of machine guns and explosions. The war had thrown the life of many poor families into a complete turmoil. My mother had to work extremely hard so our family could survive. The communists of North Vietnam have caused the killings and destruction that burn in my brain. They have no regard for peace or happiness of the normal lives of the innocent people. On the new year of 1968, they took advantage of the people who were completely unaware and launched a massive offensive to the people of South Vietnam. But the communists failed to realize that the people of South Vietnam were brave. The South Vietnamese and the American Armed Force stood up and pushed back the barbaric demons. The South Vietnam, the Republic of South Vietnam and the American Armed Force defeated the communists of Vietnam in the Tet Offensive, 1968. Let me repeat. The Republic of South Vietnam and the American Armed Force defeated the communists of Vietnam in the Tet Offensive, 1968. After deterring the Hill invasions from the north, the people from the south trying to resume their normal lives. However, the North Vietnam communists would never give up their ambition to take over the international recognized free and sovereign nation of South Vietnam. The war went on. My families and many others continue struggling for our lives. Then the darkest day in April 1975, the Republic of South Vietnam that brought to the collapse, the panic, and the fall of Saigon, the real disaster to the South Vietnamese people. The South Vietnam have fallen into the hand of the communists. Consequently, my people had to accept their fate. We had to live under the oppression of the communists. I was just a young boy and experienced firsthand very hard manual labor throughout my teen years. It was obvious there was no future for the young generations. And somehow I was told I could have the opportunity to find the way out. I wanted to follow the path of my brothers and sisters have been fighting for, the path of freedom. I still remember very well how our men and women fought for freedom. My Vietnam veterans, I saw you there. You have been in my village scouting and fighting the enemies. I saw you standing tall, heroically, with the South Vietnamese soldiers and suppressing the invasion of the communists. I saw you protecting my village and making me and all the children laugh. You brought the freedom to my village. You are my angels. I know you. I know you're not just only doing the duty for your own country, but you're doing the duty for the whole humanity. My Vietnam veterans, since you left my village, this youngster trying to follow your path. But the path didn't come easy for this young man. He had tried 11 times before he made it out to the oceans. But the desperation did not stop there. His boats were running for 5 days and 5 nights in the deep sea with the strong wind and big waves. And this tiny unworthy watercraft did not reach the destination. The boats were lost. The water and food running out. The fuel almost gone. And the worst storm was about to come. The people on the boat knew that they were facing imminent death. They began praying to God to take their soul to heaven while their body was sink to the deepest ocean floor. In September 1982, I finally got an airplane ticket to go to the United States of America. That was one of the happiest days of my life. I knew that I finally reached my destination, the destination of freedom. Freedom is not free. My Vietnam veterans, thank you for showing me that you have so much humanity in your heart. Thank you for showing me what freedom is all about. Thank you. But this young man didn't follow you here to meet you and say thank you. In Christmas of 1987, I was so proud to become one of you. As soon as I could speak, read, and write English, I joined the United States Navy. Yes, I was side by side with the Soviet men and women to help protect the faith of our beautiful and decent world of free enterprise and democracy. I saw my new country in my ship, my carrier, CV-66, USS America. I went through the most struggle to seek freedoms. Then I fought to protect it. Freedom is not free. I realized that people shouldn't take the present freedom for granted. I therefore wrote the book, The Escapes and My Journey to Freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, I wrote this book through my eyes. This is the story of life and death, good and evil, hardship and fortunes. But the most important thing of all, this book will tell you, freedom is not free. I would like people to understand the real faces of the communists of Vietnam. I also need to tell you the other side of the Vietnam War after the fall of Saigon. My Vietnam veterans, I saw you there, and I thank you. I couldn't thank you enough. There were more than 58,479 American lives, and there were more than 300,000 of South Vietnamese armed force had paid the ultimate sacrifice for the freedom of Vietnam. How can this death be repaid? They are my heroes. There are more than 662 BOW in the Vietnam War. How could you imagine what our BOW went through with the patriotic community of Vietnam? The brutality of the community of Vietnam caused the pain and suffering far beyond description. My BOW, thank you for your sacrifice. There are almost more than 4,000 missing in action. Decades have passed, but I know the agonies still with their families. Today, we dedicate to those brave souls who ultimate sacrifice and make the world a better place for all humanity. My Vietnam veterans, thank you. Without you, there will be no freedom. My Vietnam veterans, thank you. Thank you for let me have the voice today. But this is not my own voice. This is the voice of the entire people of South Vietnam. Please accept this word from the heart, our heart and our soul. Thank you and welcome home. Thank you and welcome home. Please help me say it. Welcome home. Welcome home.